Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining the Lamrim class. So before we actually start the Dharma class, Lamrim, please everybody physically be comfortable and mentally be relaxed. Within the relaxation, everybody do the practice of the breathing meditation or breathing exercise, or become your mind. For next 2 and more than 2 hours, we everybody please forget about our daily activities. Just focus on study Lamrim. As usual, we everybody think must remember we are so lucky to be alive today, able to study Lamrim, able to practice the path to liberation, the path to Buddhahood. So many people, so many our friends, they left this world last year, last month, last week, even though, day before. So we are still alive to able to study the path, to able to practice the path. Therefore, we should think the rest of our life, so we will spend for practicing Dharma. The rest of our energy, the opportunities we will spend for practicing Dharma, practicing the path for achieving liberation, for achieving Buddhahood. Achieving liberation, Buddhahood cannot be achieved by simple study, simple recitation and chanting. We need serious study, practice, and serious meditation. Therefore, at the beginning, we everybody visualize all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and reflect our mind on pure the Dharma, the path. Also visualize all the Sanghas into 10 directions and take refuge into Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. So please everybody look at the page number 4 in our daily meditation practice, daily prayers text, page number 4. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. In order to become a Buddha, we need to generate bodhicitta, great compassion. Therefore, visualize all mother sentient beings around us. Those are same as us. We always want to be happy. They also always seeking happiness. We always don't want any kinds of sufferings. They also don't want any kinds of sufferings. Therefore, please cultivate great compassion, pure compassion and love towards all sentient beings. Based on great compassion, please cultivate bodhicitta. So before we cultivate bodhicitta, please visualize all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the space in front of us. Please read the page number 5. With the wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I reach full enlightenment. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full of awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. Please cultivate bodhicitta. In order to free all sentient beings from suffering, in order to bring all sentient beings into the enlightened state, I wish to be Buddha. Next, so we recite the 3 principles of the path, 3 principal aspects of the path. I bow down to the Venerable Lamas. I will explain as well as I am able the essence of all the teaching of the conqueror the path preached by Conqueror's children, the intents of the fortunate who desire liberation. Listen with a clear mind, you are fortunate one, who are not attached to the joy of secular existence, who strive to make good use for leisure and opportunity, and direct your mind to the path pleasing the Buddha. Without pure renunciation, there's no way to end attraction to the pleasure of secular existence. The craving for existence also binds beings. Thus, from the outset, seek renunciation. Please cultivate renunciation. Mean definitely I want to be free from sufferings and cause of suffering. I wish all sentient beings definitely free from suffering and cause of suffering, free from samsara. Reverse attraction to this life by reflecting on how leisure and opportunity are difficult to find and how life is imperishable and without span. Reverse attraction to the future lives by repeatedly thinking of this infallibility of karma, its effect, and misery of samsara. Contemplating thus, when you do not for an intrinsic admire the splendor of secular existence and remain intent on liberation day and night, renunciation is then born in you. Renunciation, however, if not tempered by the pure mind of bodhicitta, does not bring forth the perfect bliss of unsuppressed enlightenment. Therefore, the wise one generated the excellent mind of bodhicitta, swept by a crown of the four powerful rivers, tried by strong bond of the karma and so hard to undo, caught in the iron net of self-grasping, completely enveloped of darkness of ignorance. Therefore, please generate bodhicitta. Sentence number 9. Although you turn in the renunciation and mind of bodhicitta, without wisdom, which realizes the ultimate reality, you cannot cut the root of secular existence. Therefore, strive to understand the dependent arising. Please meditate on emptiness based on realizing the dependent origination. Thank you. Based on bodhicitta, then we need to practice 6 perfections. Now we're going to study about the 6th perfection, which is the wisdom of perfection. So before I start the wisdom, so I will do shortly a revision about the meditative stabilization. It has 5 parts. What meditative stabilization is, and what does mean, and what is actually meditation is. How to begin the cultivation of meditative stabilization. So how we can cultivate, how we can, practice the meditative stabilization. So how many types of, how many, division it has. Then how to practice the samadhi. What meditative civilization is? It has a few parts. Meditative civilization is virtues. Mean the meditation mind always have to be virtues. If you meditate on, like the neutral object, like flower, stone, syllable, it can be mindfulness, but cannot be the meditation. The meditation mind always have to be the virtues. Then this is one part. The second part is one pointed state of mind that stays fixed on its object of meditation. The mind be virtuous, always focus on one object. One object doesn't mean there cannot be just only, can be many objects, like say 5 objects, the mind just focus only 5, not 6. Therefore, here is important, you must know, we have a mind. Mind can be positive mind, can be negative mind, can be neutral mind. The meditation mind always must be the positive, must be virtuous. Not just be virtuous, the mind need to focus just the chosen object. The chosen object. So how we can fix the mind on each object of meditation? If we are able to free from the distraction from other object, then we can focus our mind in one object. For example, let's say right now everybody meditate on the Buddha Shakyamuni. First, we need the idea, we need the picture of the Buddhas. So when we have a picture, when we have a statue, whatever, first we need to look at the Buddha statue. After we fully capture the Buddha statue in our mind, then we just hold the image of the Buddha in our mind, just the image of the Buddha. Then second, if your mind remember other things, that means your mind is distracted to the other object. Right? Therefore, without distraction to other things, then there's a quotation. So this is, what meditative civilization is. Second, how to begin, how to start to do meditation. It is same every practices. Every practice, before you practice compassion, before you practice renunciation, bodhicitta, emptiness, you need to know the purpose. The purpose. Therefore, for the 3 aspects, the 3 principal aspect of the path is always mentioned, the purpose. Then how to practice. Then how I know I accomplish the path. Therefore, purpose. So what is the benefit? If I do meditation, what kinds of benefit I can have? If I don't do meditation, what kind of loss I can have? You always need to focus the benefit and the loss. Based on knowing the benefit, if you know there's a lot of benefits of meditation, then you willingly happily, you will engage into meditation. If you don't know the benefits, then your effort cannot be serious. You cannot really put strong effort for meditation. Therefore, you must remember the benefit of meditation and the loss not doing meditation. So this is how we can begin. Therefore, think over the benefit of cultivating meditation, civilization, and the faults of not cultivating it. So this, Lama Tsong-kha-pa explained later. So division. So when we do meditation, what kind of meditation we do for? Therefore, there's a different kinds of meditation gives you different fruits. Therefore, the division of meditative civilization. So, if you subdivide meditative civilization according to the nature, it has a three. There are two kinds of meditation, two kinds of the meditative civilization, two kinds of the mundans and super mundans. So it's very important, you need to know what kind of meditation I need to do. If I do the mundans meditative civilization, it gives you, physical and mental happiness, but you cannot go beyond the samsara. You cannot overcome the cause of suffering. You cannot overcome the actual sufferings. If you do only the mundans kinds of meditation, meditative civilization, you can go all the way to the top, the peak of the samsara. Then you will come back again. So you cannot go beyond, you cannot cross the samsara. Therefore, mundans. The super mundans, if you do the super mundan meditative civilization, you're able to cross. You're able to cross, you're able to overcome the cause of samsara, overcome from the samsara. Right? So, for us, we are not just seeking the samsaric happiness. We are not only seeking liberation. So we are seeking, Buddhahood. Therefore, we must do the super mundan meditation. So if you think that nature has two kinds of meditation, in nature there are two kinds, mundans and super mundans. If you do so according to the orientation, there are three kinds. There are three kinds of towards serenity, towards insight, towards both. Because we have a karma body, special insight, both together. Three kinds of. According to orientation, there are three kinds of meditative civilization. If you subdivide into according to the function, right? According to nature, according to orientation, according to function. If I do meditation, so the meditation bring what kinds of fruits? Function means what kind of function it has. So according to function, there are three types. Meditative civilization that stabilize the body and mind in bliss within the present life. So one kind of meditation have a function to bring, blissness in this life. Physically blissness, mentally blissness in this life. Second is the meditative stabilization, that achieving good qualities. Third, meditative civilization that carries out the welfare of living beings. That means, according to function, there can be three kinds of meditation. One meditation brings you physically, mentally blissness in just this life. Second, not just brings physically, mentally happiness in this present life. It brings a lot of good qualities. Not just good qualities, is bring welfare of living beings. So please remember the division of meditation civilization. So how to practice? How to practice? Whenever you practice any virtuous meditative civilization, you do so in association with the 6 supremacies and all the 6 perfections. So therefore, all the Mahayana practitioner, all the Mahayana follower, so whatever you do practice, please try to associate with the 6 supremacies and 6 perfections. The generosity of meditation. So this is the analogy, right? Then the summary, I don't think I need to explain. Now the wisdom. So please everybody follow the book, page number 211. How to attain in the perfection of wisdom. It has 5 parts. Same, what wisdom is, how to begin the generation of wisdom, the division of wisdom, how to practice, a summary. What wisdom is. So this is very important. It has many parts. What does mean wisdom? What is wisdom? What wisdom is? In general, wisdom is what thoroughly discerns the ontological status of the object under analysis. But in the context, wisdom refers to the proficiency in the 5 topics of knowledge and the like that. So what does mean wisdom, right? Wisdom. So it's a many parts. First say, wisdom is what thoroughly discerns the ontological state of object. So, for example, you saw something look like a gold. The color look like gold. First, you think there's a gold. So before you accept, before you take the things as a gold, you need to analyze. You need to thoroughly study and research. After you thoroughly do analysis, then you will know this real gold or not. If you know it's real gold, then you can have the right gold. Therefore, thoroughly discern the ontological state of the object under the analysis. So you need to do thoroughly discern through analytical meditation, through analyze. then you will know what it is. So it's talking about mainly the 5 topics of knowledge. What are the 5 topics? What are the 5 objects we have to use the wisdom? Therefore, he's mentioned here, know the Bodhisattva was wisdom is the through the analysis of phenomena that it has 2 parts, okay? Phenomena that engage or has engaged, engages and engaged. All of what is to be known at the operate through the focusing on the 5 topics of knowledge. What are the 5 topics? Then next sentence is said, so 5 topics, focus on 5 topics, the wisdom that engage. So what does mean, the phenomena that engage and engaged? Then next sentence, the wisdom that engages refer to the wisdom in a period to attending the Bodhisattva level. Wisdom that has engaged refer to the wisdom after attaining the such a level. That means before you achieve a bhumi, first bhumi, all the wisdom we can say engage. After you enter into the first bhumi, since we say engaged body, wisdom. So what are the 5 topics? Here, analysis of phenomena engages in focusing on the 5 topics of knowledge, Buddhist knowledge. Is more, I think, is a psychologist. Then grammar, logic, technical arts, and medicine. Those are 5 topics, 5 subjects to apply the wisdom. Then how to begin the generation of wisdom? The way to begin the generation of wisdom is to contemplate the same, right? The benefit of generating wisdom and the faults of not generating it. Since I will explain the benefit and the faults to having or lacking the wisdom of reality, selflessness in the insight section. So Lama Tsong-kha-pa explained everything very precisely about the special insight section. But I will not elaborate on it here, but I will discuss the remaining types of the wisdom a little. So before we study the wisdom chapter, we really need to know what are the benefit I can have if I have a wisdom. So wisdom. Therefore, Lama Tsong-kha-pa said, here he will explain, discuss the remaining types of wisdom a little. With respect to the indicating wisdom's benefit. So wisdom is the root of all good qualities for this and future lives. So please remember, wisdom is the root of all good qualities for this and next life. So here we should not, mix up wisdom and, like wise. Wisdom, because in Tibetan language we say she rap. Wisdom. That means she means I know how to do it. I know how to kill people. This is not the wisdom. This is a knowledge. I know how to cheat people. This is, knowledge, not the wisdom. That means you know how to do it, not just how the mind, which is you know how to do it, not just know it, the result, the fruit is always positive. That means the best of the, best of the knowing how to know. Therefore, please, you should not think, all the wise men has a, wisdom. Therefore, all the wisdom can be, wise mind. All the wise mind cannot be wisdom. Therefore, how to begin generation wisdom? The way to begin generation, so next one. But I will discuss the remaining types of wisdom in little, because all the good qualities, the mental good qualities, all the good qualities, rooted by wisdom in this life and future lives. Now there's a lot of quotation from Nagarjuna said, wisdom is the root for all good qualities. Seen and not yet seen. To achieve both of these, embrace wisdom. Therefore, all good qualities, some good qualities we can see through our naked eyes, through our sixth mind. There are so many good qualities we haven't seen yet. However, in order to achieve the good qualities which we can see, the good qualities which we cannot see yet, also depend on wisdom. Therefore, we need to practice the wisdom. The great source of what you seek and for the liberation is the knowledge. So this is, I think, little mistake. In the Tibetan words say, for the liberation and the Dharma. Dharma is depend on the knowledge. So esteeming is from the start. Adhere to wisdom, they generate mother, great mother, great mother. Therefore, so in order to achieve liberation, we need wisdom. In order to practice simple Dharma, we need wisdom. Therefore, wisdom is look like a great mother. Therefore, we, Paramita teaching, we say, we Tibetan call Lamrim Chenmo, the great mother, the teaching of great mother. So, remember in this text, from the Abhisamaya Alankara, I prostrate to the mothers of the Buddhas, of the hearer and Bodhisattvas. Right? This mother refers to the wisdom which is realized emptiness. Mother. Therefore, the wisdom is look like mother. Right? And the methods, the bodhicitta is, we can use as like a father. The children is like a Singaporean or non-Singaporean, it depends on the father, not depends on the mother. Mother can be Singaporean, as a Singaporean mother can have a Singaporean child, Indian child, Chinese child. It depends on the father. Therefore, the practitioner is whether is a Mahayana practitioner or Hinayan practitioner. It not depend on the wisdom. It depend on the methods. Whether you are Mahayana practitioner or Hinayan practitioner, you need the wisdom. Whether you are Chinese, whether you are Singaporean, whether you are Indian, everything must depend on the mother. Therefore, the wisdom is like mother, great mother. Then there's another quotation. When the other perfections are completed by wisdom, the accord their eyes and fulfill their name. Just as a painting may be complete except for the eyes, but until the eyes are drawn, no wedge is obtained. Right? Therefore, first sentence is very important. When the other perfections are completed by wisdom, the first 5 perfections, whether it is a complete or incomplete, it depends on the wisdom. The first 5 perfections, able to practice with the wisdom, then the 5 can be very complete. Without realizing emptiness, the first 5 perfection cannot be complete. Then next is analogy, right? Like eyes and so and so. Now, how wisdom is necessary for other good qualities is illustrated by example of special piece of jewelry made of the fine gold that become even more breathtaking when they adorned with the precious emerald likewise. Now, the fine gold is analogy for the 5 perfections. Then the emerald, the precious, is analogy for the wisdom. Without the the precious like stone, like an emerald, like a diamond, the gold things look nice. If you add the precious stone, the golden jewelry become more nice, more beautiful, more complete. Always remember the analogy, a fine gold jewelry adorned with the precious emerald. This is analogy. Likewise, if the gold ornament of the 5 perfection from the generosity to the meditative stabilization is adorned with the wisdom, which is able to distinguish right from wrong, they become more magnificent because wisdom makes them much pure. Distinguish right from wrong. They become more magnificent, became wisdom make them more pure, right? Make pure. So without wisdom, when you try to be, generous person, when you practice generosity, yes, you can practice the generosity, so and so, but it cannot be that pure. They cannot be that complete. Then when you act, compound with the wisdom, is very complete, is very pure, very pure. Is complete or incomplete, it depends on the result. So without wisdom, all your practice, any kinds of practice, not able to overcome from samsara, not able to achieve Buddhahood. And the result always reaping in the samsara. Therefore, you can see complete, incomplete. It is similar to the way the mental consciousness, by distinguishing the merits and faults, is the object of the 5 sensory faculties, cause you to engage in the what to be abandoned or reject, what is to be cast aside. This is what the glorious Asura said. Right? There's a quotation. So what does it mean? Look at here. By distinguishing the merit and faults in the object of the five sensory faculties, cause you to engage in what is the be, abandon, or reject. Let's say you are looking at a beautiful object. Your eyes can perceive beautiful object, right? If you don't use your wisdom, if you don't do, like study, analysis about the beautiful object, then you always hold the object is beautiful, so beautiful. Then your mind is totally, stuck with the beautiful object. When the beautiful object is missing, no more there, then we feel so upset. We feel very unhappy. We become very unhappy. When the beautiful object appears to you, we cannot stop to, perceiving beautiful object, ugly object, beautiful sound. We cannot stop because I can see. But after we seeing things, we need to analyze the object is beautiful or not. So after we analyze, after we use our wisdom, then what we will know? We will know it looks beautiful, it looks really good, but not that nice, not that good. Then our mind can be distinct, keep distant with the beautiful object. Also, when we see our enemy, our eyes, then we get angry. We become very angry. Anger arises. If we let it arise, also it makes us very unhappy. Then we use the wisdom. Oh, the person is whether my enemy or my friend. After you analyze about the person, then slowly you will know he or she actually look like my enemy, actually not. How? That you remember, you need to accept the enemy as our teacher, as our guru, which is mentioned the last time when he gave a teaching about 37 practices of Bodhisattva. Therefore, look at, we cannot stop to, things appear to us. It will appear to us, but when we use our wisdom, then we will know the truth, reality. Therefore, wisdom is very, very important. Therefore, it's mentioned is adopt or reject what is to be kept aside. This is what the glory said. Now there's apply with each of the perfections. So now there's another quotation. The merits of generosity and so forth are more powerful with the wisdom as their Lord. Lord means like a king. Therefore, wisdom is look like their Lord of the five perfections. Just as an era of fine gold jewelry shine more brightly when inset with jewels. It is this wisdom that renders vast the capacity for virtues is purpose for each one. Just as the mind, additional power, clarity, dispel the respective object of the sensory faculties. Now we just move the next sentence. Similarly, wisdom is also crucial for the faculties such as the faith, and so forth. Wisdom is also crucial for the other faculties such as faith. Right? So we have a faith into Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Also we have a faith into the law of causality. Also we believe in karma. We believe in liberation. we believe in Buddhahood, but everything depends on the wisdom. Wisdom. When wisdom is present as a lot, your generosity, faith, etc., understand well the merit of the virtues and the faults of the stinginess and so forth. So you become the skill at the enlightening the affliction and the increase of the good qualities, eliminating. So when we have a wisdom, then we become very skilled. We become very skillful for how to eliminate the afflictions. Also, how to increase the good qualities, right? Therefore, wisdom is very important. What I'm saying here, everybody believe in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Many of us also believe into Pure Land. So still, we need a wisdom. Without wisdom, all our beliefs system, whatever we believe, it cannot be, that stable. We won't have a very stability like a belief. Therefore, wisdom is very important. In order to believe into Buddha, Dharma, we need a wisdom. Therefore, what Mitra said, first we need to know the true truths. True truths, right? How we know the true truth? We must know the true truth through our wisdom, through our study, through our analysis. True truths. Once we fully understood the true truths, then we will know, oh, there must be 4 noble truths. Then there must be a Sangha. Then there must be a Buddha. Also, we believe in next life. In order to fully believe in next life, also we need to know the karma, the result of the karma. Therefore, faith and so forth is very important, depend on the wisdom. So now each of the perfections explain why wisdom is so important. Even when they give their flesh to someone who asks for it, they are unaffected by such a thought and pride. So generosity. Therefore, you can see, someday we can feel when you are very generous, then someday you feel so proud about yourself. Also, when you helping others, also someday you feel very proud about helping others. Also, you think I have done a great job. Without wisdom, the practice of generosity can be cause for pride, can be cause for egos, can be cause for jealousy. When you practice generosity with the wisdom, then the generosity becomes very pure. Therefore, here look at, are unaffected by such a thoughts or pride, discouragement, etc. Why, Bodhisattva, when the Bodhisattva gives away his flesh, his body, he never feel angry. He never feel pride. Even though he totally able to bear the sufferings, because the Bodhisattva has a wisdom. Therefore, we are not Bodhisattva yet. So when you practice generosity, it's good to be generous person. But when you feel my pride is increasing, then you should think, oh, compared with that person, that family, my generosity is not that great. It reduces your price. Or someday you feel, you can feel, your ego is increasing. Also use your wisdom, control your ego. This is how wisdom is very important for practicing generosity. Second, with the wisdom, with the wisdom that sees the troubles of both second existence and the peace of nirvana, they accomplish the ethical discipline for the sake of others' welfare. So they practice pure ethical discipline. Therefore, if you have a perfect wisdom, then your ethical discipline becomes very pure, very complete. Without wisdom, your ethical discipline cannot be pure, cannot be complete, because you cannot see the false not practicing ethical discipline, the benefit of practicing ethical discipline. Therefore, here one more you can see, with the wisdom that sees the troubles of both second existence and peace of nirvana, they accomplish ethical discipline for the sake of other welfare. So they practice pure ethical discipline, right? Therefore, why we need to practice wisdom in order to pure the ethical discipline? Why we need to practice wisdom in order to complete the generosity? So this is a question that you must answer. If I practice generosity with the wisdom, the practicing generosity becomes very pure. It cannot be polluted by ego, pride, jealousy. So why I need to practice wisdom for practicing ethical discipline? Without then, it cannot be pure ethical discipline. Then through the wisdom, they know the faults of the impatience and the merits of patience. And they then discipline their mind to they are not overpowered by suffering and other misperception of them. So third is patience, right? Through the wisdom, they know the faults of the impatience and the merits or benefits of the patience. And then they discipline their minds so they are not overpowered by suffering and the other misperception of them. In order to practice the complete patience, again, we need a wisdom. Wisdom, then joy, effort, so and so. So each of the perfection need to practice with the wisdom. Next, page number 214. 214. So there's a few quotations very important. Once Bodhisattva have opened the clear eyes of wisdom, clear eyes of wisdom, even when they give their own flesh without a thought, they never feel higher or low about it, as if they were cutting a medicinal plant. Look at, so Bodhisattvas have opened clear eyes of wisdom, even when they give their own flesh without a thought. They never feel high or low. They never think, oh, I'm very high practitioner, I'm able to give my flesh, my hands and legs. Right? Also, they're not able to give, they never feel, oh, I cannot be good practitioner. Therefore, we can control our mind in balance. We able to keep our mind in balance because of wisdom. Second, and also intelligent ones does not practice ethical discipline for their own ends. They see the flaws in the passion of the second existence and aspire to release entire world from it. So of course, they do not practice it from maintenance aims. Therefore, without intelligence, your practicing ethical discipline can be maintenance. With the practice with the wisdom, and your practice ethical discipline can be supreme maintenance. So the patience. Injury done to the wise is not harmful because they possess the good qualities of the patience. Like the best of the very tame elephant, who are patient with many different tasks, right? So for us, somebody injured, somebody harmed us, right? Somebody injured us, somebody hit us, beat us, we feel very harmful, very harmful. The Bodhisattva, somebody injured, somebody beat, they never feel this harmful because they possess the good qualities of the patience. Why they possess the good qualities of patience? Because they have the wisdom. Like the best of very tame elephant who are patient. You can see, elephant has a lot of different tasks. They done all the tasks very generally, slowly, with the patience. Therefore, everybody have to look like, tame, very best tame elephant. We need a patient. We have to be patient. Like the best of the very tame elephants who are patient with many different trusts. Therefore, many of us, we really try to practice Dharma, we try to do a lot of meditation, then many times we give up. In the morning, we thought I will do meditation for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or 1 hour, but in between, we stopped. In between, we give up because we don't have enough patience. We don't have enough patience because we don't have enough wisdom. Then joy effort, I think, next one. Also, joy perseverance by each step also it is very important. Please remember this sentence. Perseverance by each step ends in the exhaustion. If added by each or early wisdom, it achieves a great purpose. If we just put effort, not to put effort without wisdom, at the end we become very exhaustion. We feel very exhausted. We feel exhaustion. Therefore, look at perseverance by itself, only perseverance ends in exhaustion. If as by the its early wisdom, it achieves great purpose. Therefore, many people say, look at, all my life, many years, I practice Dharma, but I feel so tired. Because the person doesn't have the wisdom. If you practice, if your perseverance combined with the wisdom, then you will get, achieve the great, purpose. Your perseverance. Then how could the supreme delight and bliss of the such as meditative civilization be established in the mind of the court people who rely? Again, without wisdom, if you do a lot of meditation, the meditation, have been doing so many years, then what happened? That is polluted by great force of the accumulation of errors. Without wisdom, when we do a lot of meditation, yeah, someday we feel very calm, very happy. Then slowly we will have a habit to have this kind of, the mental blissness and physical blissness. Then this blissness, we really attach on the blissness. Then we again, in the samsara, due to the caused by the attachment. When the meditation stabilization combined with the wisdom, then the meditation will bring us, we're able to go beyond the samsara. There's a lot of quotation about why wisdom is so important. Okay, then next I think we just go all the way. Yes, I think everybody will know the meaning of all the quotation. Page number 220. 220. Sharawa said, right? Podowa, Sharawa, Chenawa, those are very famous Kadampa's master. Those are disciples of Dromdumba. Dromdumba, who are founder of the Kadamba. So look at Sharawa said. What did he say? Until you become a Buddha, your studies are not finished. They are finished when you are a Buddha. When you are Buddha, right? Until you become a Buddha, your studies are not finished. They are finished when you are become Buddha. Therefore, we have to say, until I become a Buddha, my studies are not finished. Until I am become a Buddha, my studies are not finished. My studies are finished when I am become a Buddha. Right? Therefore, we need to think, of course, this life, I will study the Dharma. I will study Lamrim until I am died, until I'm totally close my eyes. Even though your eyes is totally closed, you cannot see anything. Your body is so weak. Still, you need to practice the Dharma while you are in the, in the process of the death. Not only this life, I need to practice the Dharma next life, after next life, until I become a Buddha. Therefore, we have to make a long, like a long plan to study Dharma. Therefore, what are another Tibetan master says, you need to study the Parajana Paramita teaching until you become a Buddha. You need to practice the path until you become a Buddha. Therefore, we should think, I need to practice the Dharma for many, many, many lifetimes, many years, many lifetimes. In order to go through, the good life, then first we need to practice the generosity, ethical discipline, patience. Then we can have excellent resources, excellent body, excellent components. Therefore, now I think tomorrow, we will study about first what we need to know. We need to know, oh, the path, the Bodhisattva path is very important. If I follow the Bodhisattva path, I can be Buddha. I can be Buddha. So you need a very strong conviction about Bodhisattva paths for achieving Buddhahood. Then second, we should ask question ourselves, can I be Buddha in this lifetime? Definitely we say, I will try to be Buddha in this lifetime. I will try. If I cannot be Buddha in this life, I will try next life. If I cannot, I will try next life to be Buddha. If I cannot, I will try after next life. Then how you can have a guarantee to be born in human next life after next life? Practice of ethical discipline, practice of generosity, practice of patience. If you practice these three things seriously, then you no need to worry about whether you are born in a higher realm or not. Definitely, we will born into higher realms. Therefore, look at, until you become a Buddha, your study are not finished. They are finished when you are Buddha. So we can change this sentence into different way. Until you become Buddha, your Lamrim study not finished, right? Not finished. Your Lamrim study finish when you become a Buddha. Finishing this reading is very easy. It doesn't, you finish your study. Then next, what Karmapa said, one of the Karmapa said here is very important because many people has a lot of misunderstanding. Karmapa said, some says, when you practice the teaching, what need is there of knowledge? Many people say, you no need to study. You no need to study. You just practice. How I can practice? Somebody say, you no need to study computer, you just use it. You don't need to study laptop, you just use it. Can you? Cannot, right? We cannot. We thought we study, we thought we have a knowledge about laptop, computer, whatever. We cannot use it. We cannot use it. Same thing, without study, we really cannot practice Dharma. Therefore, some say, when you practice the teaching, what need is there of knowledge? And they degenerate. This idea is a really danger for those of us who have studied little. Right? So we have a very little study about Dharma. We have a very little knowledge about Dharma. Then one day, let's say we met like a famous Rinpoche, very famous, like a Sifu, very famous, like a His Holiness Dalai Lama. Then one day, His Holiness was testing us. He said, oh, since today, you no need to study Dharma. You no need to study Lamrim. Just practice. Then we think, oh, because His Holiness is very popular, very famous, he is our teacher. Then we think, yes, I no need to study, I must practice. Because we have a very little knowledge about Dharma. If we have a complete knowledge of Dharma, then somebody says, even the His Holiness said, you no need to study Dharma, you just practice. Then we think, oh, I don't think so, right? We can think. Otherwise, we just change our mind. It's very dangerous for who have studied little. Others says, if you really try, you do not need knowledge. This is a very dangerous. If you are making a big effort at the teaching, right? And somebody said again, if you really try, you do not need knowledge. This is very dangerous. If you are making a big effort at the teaching, knowledge is required, or making a big, since it is not complete in the brief lifetime. So there's many people say, oh, how long you going to study? If you study, every day until you die, then when you go to practice, they say you no need to study. You just try hard. You put a lot of effort. You practice. You are okay. Also, is very dangerous. Very dangerous. Therefore, according to Gelugpa tradition, we never separate study and practice. Practice and study. While you are studying, please practice. While you are practicing, please study. You must, go along each other. For example, we are studying about, the wisdom. The previous we study about five perfections. We study when we try to get the right, instruction. Then we must practice. We must practice. While you are practicing, we were practicing, make sure our practice is going on the right path, right track. Therefore, we need to study. Therefore, we should not make a separate study and practice. So this is, I think, is very important to know us. We must study. We need to study. Therefore, we cannot finish our study in this life because life is so short. Therefore, this life is this brief lifetime. We must resolve. I will study continuously. I will study continuously through many lifetimes without interrupting the succession of lives having leisure and opportunity, right? So most of us, like over 50, maybe some of you are over 60. Then let's say we have another 20 or 30 years or 40 years. We know within 40 years, we cannot be Buddha. We cannot be Bodhisattva, but we try. Then also we make a plan. I will try. If I cannot, I want to be, achieve again human life. I want to born in pure land. Then in order to born in pure land, in order to born again in human, we need to we need to make a effort. First step, second step, third steps. Therefore, continuously, through the many lifetimes, without interrupting the succession of the lives having leisure opportunity, something that the meditator do not need to study. Only those who explain the teaching do, right? There's also somebody you can say, some masters, oh, you don't need to study because you are not giving teaching. You are meditator, you don't need to study. No, it's wrong. Therefore, I said many times, the Buddhist people can be put into two categories. One's want to study, want to teach, study and teach and preserve the Buddha teaching. Preservation of the Buddha teaching, preserving Buddha teaching. Those group, need to study, need to practice, need to receive lot of teachings, many different kinds of teaching, because they want to preserve the Buddha teachings. They want to preserve the lineages. There are another group of Buddhists. They want to practice, they want to study, but they don't have the responsibility to preserving all the Buddha teaching. They have to study in order to practice, but they don't need to receive all kinds of teachings and initiation instructions, because those groups don't have the responsibility to preserving Buddha teachings. But still, we need to study. Therefore, one of the Sakyapa master said, even though you are dying tomorrow, definitely you are dying tomorrow, still you study today. You cannot be, master today, but for next life, you can be master. Therefore, I think some of you, very slow learner, please don't be discouraged. Also, some of you, quite old, also please don't be discouraged. Oh, right now I'm like, 70 or 80 years old. Still, I want to study, I want to practice. Then next life, when I'm very young, I can study further, faster and sube, then I can become a Buddha. Therefore, if you are a meditator, then you need to study. It's also wrong. Meditators do not need to study. Only those who explain the teaching do. But those who explain the teaching and do not study merely run the risk of the seeing, while it is precisely the meditator who must study to avoiding, straying from the path. So whoever, we really need to study. Then next, I think we move to next pages. Therefore, thus you must convince about the wisdom and the study that the causes are indispensable for the proper practice. Therefore, we really need people very strong conviction about wisdom. Then we need to study. Moreover, unless you reach certainty about the need for the analytical meditation, when you practice, you will have very hard time getting anywhere. So without wisdom, without analytical meditation, we're not going to reach anywhere. Even some well-regarded scholar of the scripture collection claim understanding study to be either a mere preliminary to practice or to be background or support. Then there's explained in two kinds of, teaching. One is the verbal teaching. Second is the actual, teachings. Now divisions, page number 222. Until now, what we learn, what does mean wisdom? How much wisdom is, how much important wisdom is. With the wisdom, what I can achieve. Without wisdom, what things I cannot achieve. In order to have a wisdom, we need to study. Whether you are, practitioner, whether you are giving teaching, Still, we need to practice, study until we become a Buddha. The division of the wisdom, the presentation of the wisdom, division of the wisdom has three parts. Wisdom that knows the ultimate, wisdom that knows the conventional, wisdom that knows how to act for the welfare of living beings. Living beings, right? There's three kinds of wisdom. That means wisdom that knows the emptiness, wisdom that knows the conventional, wisdom that knows how to act for welfare of living beings. And also, I told you many times, we have a ultimate and conventional. In order to know, in order to apprehend the conventional truth, first we need to know the ultimate truth. Many people think I know, conventional truth because I know, the house, I know like table, chair, and so. No, you can perceive the things, but you don't understand the conventional truth. In order to understand conventional truth, you need to know the ultimate truth. In order to know ultimate truths, you need to know the negation. Without identify the negation, then you don't know how to negate the negation. If you don't know how to negate the negation, then your understanding of emptiness can be totally wrong. If your understanding of emptiness is wrong, then you never know the conventional truth. Based on knowing the true truths, then you know how to act for the welfare of living beings. I think I'm missing another sentence. I thought I should explain. I thought it's coming somewhere. I will check. I think I forgot to explain you something. Oh, please open, look at the page number 214. 214. Before there's a lot of quotation. After the quotation, two good qualities which may appear to be mutually exclusive, right? Provide to be non-contradictory for those who have wisdom, right? So two good qualities which may appear, look like contradiction, but provide to be non-contradictory for those who have a wisdom. So these look like contradiction. If you have a wisdom, then you can see it look like contradict each other, but actually there's no contradiction. Then when Bodhisattva have become universal monarch with the authority over the entire world, now is telling how much wisdom is very important. Let's say Bodhisattva becomes king of the world, king of the world. They still do not fall under the control of sensory object. Bodhisattva become king of the world. He or she can have everything. The Bodhisattva can have best beautiful homes. But when the Bodhisattva see one of the beautifulest form, he doesn't go, under the control of sensory object. Because the Bodhisattva has a wisdom. Also, you can see, before when you are school, your friend, has a very good characteristic. Then after, while you are studying together, or he or she is very calm, very nice person. Then after finished study, he or she married with a wealthy family, with a richest family. Certainly, the person attitude change. Before, he or she is a very humble, very compassionate, have a good attitude. Certainly, he or she got a lot of money, a lot of property, get a position, then the person is totally changed. So we have seen, right, have been seeing, because that person doesn't have a wisdom. So Bodhisattva cannot be like that. Also, if you become king of the world, so you should not go under the control of the sensory object. This is power of having the wisdom as a royal minister. Royal minister. What does mean? Generally, a country has a king. King has a royal minister. Without the ministers, the king can do so many wrong things. If there's a minister who has an experience, then the minister can tell the king, oh, you should not do this, you should do this. That the king can do the right things. Second here, similarly, the Bodhisattva love that view living beings with affections is intense. But it is not mixed with the even traits of attachment, although they have a long-lasting and very forceful compassion. They cannot bear for living being of suffering. They do not have a laziness of being overcome with the distrust, and thereby lacking the enthusiasm of the virtues. And also there's a dangers. If you have a really love and affection to someone, slowly then you can have an attachment. Therefore, look at Bodhisattva was love the view living beings with the affection in intense, really great affection, great love. But it is not mixed with even the traits of attachment, right? Because he loved all sentient beings, he have an affection to all sentient beings, but he or she doesn't have any small little attachment with anybody, because he or she can have a wisdom. They know the reality, they know the truth. Therefore, someday we can see, oh, I have a compassion, I have a love, I have an affection. Then already we have an attachment because we don't have a wisdom. Then here another. Although they have a long-lasting and very forceful compassion, they cannot bear for living being to suffer. Then they do not have laziness of being overcome with the distrust. Then when you have a very, lasting compassion, you always do good thing for others. Then finally you think, oh, I feel so tired. Then you say, oh, since today I don't think I can help other because I feel so tired. Then you become very lazy to benefit others because you don't have wisdom. Bodhisattva don't have the laziness of being overcome with the distress because they have a wisdom, thereby lacking enthusiasm for the virtues. They have immeasurable joy within the four immeasurable of joy, but Their minds are free from intangibility, which will be distract them from their focus, and they are continuously process of great impartiality, but they do not neglect for even the moment the welfare of living beings. Again, having immeasurable joy, but their minds are free from intangibility, which will be distract from their focus. Right? It's a danger for us. Again, when we have a immeasurable joy, then slowly our mind can be distracted somewhere. Bodhisattva cannot, because the Bodhisattva has a wisdom. Then, and they are continuously possessed of the great impartiality among the four immeasurable, great impartiality. But they do not neglect for even a moment the welfare of living beings, the welfare of living beings. Therefore, now you can see the power of wisdom. Have a love, affection to all sentient beings, but no attachment. No attachment. Oh, and the Bodhisattvas became king of the universe, but his mind is always under control. Like we can see, Dalai Lama is one of the famous person. He can have everything. He can have his private jet. He can wear most expensive watch. He can have most expensive car. He can build most expensive building, but he doesn't have everything. He has everything is very cheap, very simple, because of wisdom. Wisdom, right? And also you can say this is how it is important to have a wisdom. Then we already study about the division of wisdom. Now we study a little bit about the division. Wisdom that knows the ultimate, cognize the reality of selflessness, either by means of the concept or direct meaners. This means the wisdom which realizes emptiness can be, has a two categories. One means by concept, conceptual mind, or direct perception. Second, a wisdom that knows the conventional. Wisdom that knows the conventional is wisdom that is the proficient at the 5 topics of knowledge. The wisdom that know how to act for the welfare of living beings. Wisdom that know how to act for the living beings, welfare of living beings, knows the way of accomplish the blamelessly the welfare of being in their present and future lives. How to practice against something, you need to reflect on the benefit of wisdom, the loss not having wisdom. Particularly when you develop the 3 types of wisdom, you do so in association with the 6 supremacies and the all 6 perfection. So I think missing another thing I thought I should explain. I will check on. Okay, so we have another maybe 20 to 30 minutes. So we can have a question answer about your homework. Hello everybody, please have a question about your homework.
Geshe, I have questions from Lawrence.
Okay, please tell me the page number and sentence number.
It's not the homework yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Geshe help to explain what is realizing emptiness directly, and could you give us example on this?
Okay, it's a very simple way. Oh, anyway, so thank you so much for asking this question. Simple example. Right now in your home, I think definitely you have a refrigerator. With the closed eyes, you just have to remember exactly how the refrigerators look like. Right? Now you have a very clear picture of the refrigerator. That means you are perceiving the refrigerator through the conceptual mind. You're not really perceiving the refrigerator indirectly, because you are perceiving the refrigerator through the image of the refrigerator in your mind. You are perceiving the refrigerator through the conceptual mind. Okay, now you open your eyes, you can look at the refrigerator. Now you are perceiving the refrigerator directly without, not relying on the image. Same way, this moment, even though, we don't really realize emptiness. First, we need to realize emptiness through reasonings or logics. For example, impermanence. So we need to realize the subtle impermanence through reasonings, through logics. Using the logics for realizing subtle impermanence, that means you fully understood the meaning of impermanence. Then constantly, every day, you need to meditate on the subtle impermanence. That moment, you haven't realized subtle impermanence direct manner, by direct perception, through realizing the subtle impermanence through the conceptual mind. The conceptual mind has an image, the kind of image of the subtle impermanence. After doing meditation for a long time, then the image become more subtle, more clear and clear. One day, the conceptual mind change into direct perception. Then the subtle impermanent can perceive directly. The direct, indirect, you refer to the sixth mind. We're not talking about the five sensation, right? Therefore, you need to know, different kinds of minds. Quite clear? Hello? Okay. Next question, please.
Sorry, Geshe. Can I ask about the others, the homework about the sixth perfection before? The perfection of ethical discipline and the perfection of patience. Perfection of ethics, ethical discipline, and the perfection of patience. What is actually, first of all, if you go to Lamrim Chenmo, there's no definition of patience, of perfection of patience. It only listed the three types of patience. So my question is, what is the definition of patience? Let's say you want to put one sentence. Number two, both perfection of patience and perfection of ethical discipline has the element of not wanting to harm someone. So I find it, how to say, that there seems to be similarities. So how can we uh, differentiate these two perfections? Because one definition of perfection of ethical discipline is something like um, not wanting to harm others. Then, yeah, patience is also like you don't want to harm others because you practice patience. So I feel that these two practice a little bit overlap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, please everybody open the page number 113. 100, sorry, 100, 1134. 134. 100, no, 44, 43, 143. Right? Perfection of ethical discipline. Where is it? 142, 43. 43. What ethical discipline is? Ethical discipline is an attitude of abstention that turns your mind away from the harming others and from the sources of such as harm. This is actually kind of definition, kind of meaning of ethical discipline. Ethical discipline is, you read very carefully, okay? Ethical discipline is an altitude, mental altitude, abstentions that turns your mind from where? Your mind from harming others. When you think, harming can be, let's say, I want to kill someone, I want to steal something. Then suddenly you remember your ethical discipline, you turn your mind away from the harming others. Not only that, from the sources of such as harms. Therefore, you bring about the profession of ethical discipline by progressively increasing your habitation to the attitude until you reach completion. So this is the kind of definition or meaning of ethical discipline. We check Tibetans. So,
152 is the patient. It's a bit similar.
Okay, first, everybody read this sentence very carefully. Ethical discipline is an attitude of abstention. Mean, stopping, that turn your mind away from harming other, for harming other, not harming. If you think I will harm someone, then no, because I have a vows. Then you just turn your mind to harming others. The second is, what does mean the source of such a harm? The harming caused by attachment, desire, anger, so and so. Also you control the anger. You, for example, as a monk, you're not allowed to steal the valuable object, any kind of thing not given by someone. Then when you see the beautiful good object, the monk think, oh, I want to steal. That means you are acting, you're engaging, stealing something. Then you should, no, I'm not supposed to. Then you stop stealing. Then you check why I'm thinking, stealing the thing, because you have an attachment. Also, you can control the attachment, right? Ethical discipline. Now you can see the meaning of patience again.
152.
Yeah, 152. You are right. Patient is, look at patient is disregarding harm done to you. Somebody harm you, you disregard. I will check in Tibetan, make sure. Okay. Yes. So disregard, passion is, there's a three kinds, right? First, somebody harm done to you, then disregard. This means because somebody, usually what happened for us, if somebody done harm, harm done for us, then we think I will retaliate, I will respond, I will harm them. At that time we should think, yeah, he or she already harmed me, therefore I should not harm back. You just be patient. Number one. Number two, accepting the suffering arising in your mind stream. Yeah, that means somebody harm you, that time definitely we have a suffering, right? We have a suffering. So you just accept the suffering. Accepting the suffering arising in your mind, the mental suffering, in your mind stream. In Tibetan, this says, Rangi Gyula Dunga Tangdu Lemba. Rangi Gyula Dung Lemba. Shula Nebra symbol, Shula Nebra, Shula Nebra. Third one is being certain about the teachings and the familiarity, maintaining the behalf in them. So, second, somebody harm you, also you have to be patient to remember the teachings and instruction of, the negative consequence of patience. That means the definition of patience is just put all three together. That these are three sets of factors incompatible with this. For the first, hostility. For second is the hostility and loss of courage. Third is disbelief and dislike. Right? This means now all three you put together. What does mean the definition of patience? Mean ethical discipline. Somebody, so we have to stop. Right? Ethical discipline from your side. Your side. When I think, I want to steal something, right? So I have to discipline myself. So that thoughts come from mind, me, and I stop it. Patience, in order to complete the patience, is the things harm coming from others. Ethical discipline, when you practice ethical discipline, you are stopping harming others. Patience, somebody already harm you, then you need to stop to get angry. Now you can see ethical discipline from willingly from your side. Patient is you have to be patient when somebody harm for you. Ethical discipline, you need to stop when you think you are harming to someone. Can you see the difference?
Yes, understand now.
Right? One is from your side, whether they harm you or not. When you have a harming mind, you must stop. When you have a stealing mind, you must stop. The patient also, you are stopping, harming, because somebody harm you, not your anger, not anger let arise. You control your anger. So this is a difference between, patience and ethical discipline. Okay, next question, please. Also, please tell me the page number, okay? Next question, please.
Sorry, Geshe, I don't have any questions on the queue.
This is very clear indication none of you doing really good homework.
Geshe, actually, I have sent you the list of questions. I don't know, but last time you said that you will answer in other part. Remember?
Okay.
Use effort also.
Can you send the list of the answer in the Zoom chat?
Okay.
I will answer tomorrow. Okay, please everybody do your homework. Right? Please do your homework. No question means you are not doing your homework. Please do your homework. Must remember, until you become a Buddha, your study are not finished. They are finished when you are Buddha. Please do your homework as much as you can. But the next class, I will start actually the wisdom chapter. This means I think book number 3, right? Yes, book number 3. So next lesson, so we will start from the book number 3. Please, do your homework. Otherwise, you won't understand the meaning of, like a 5 perfections or 4 perfections. Because 2 perfection we study very precisely.
Based on the perfection of generosity, there are 6 supreme misses. I want to know the number 3 supreme misses. The number 3 is supreme aim. Okay, so Geshe, based on supreme aim, I want to understand what is meant by when you give things away to all living things for the sake of their immediate happiness and ultimate benefits. So when you give something away, there is definitely an immediate happiness to the person who receive it. But then how do the person will be able to achieve the ultimate benefit?
Okay. Yeah, I think you have a little confusion. I think so already give you the right instruction. Let's say you can see there's a hungry being on the street or hungry animal on the street. You have a food, you have a fruit, whatever. So you are giving the food to the hungry being. Okay, first remember the emptiness of the 3 objects, emptiness of the giver, emptiness of the things going to give, emptiness of the recipient. So you are giving our food, knowing the emptiness of the phenomena. So you must think, I will give this food to this person to fulfill the immediate suffering, fulfill the immediate problem and suffering. You are focusing the immediate, the short-term benefits. In the long term, I will, bring him to the enlightened state. So you are focusing immediate benefits, fulfill the hungry or thirsty. You are not just be happy fulfill the temporal or short-term benefit, because you wish the person be Buddha. The person can be Buddha, wish to be the Buddha. For example, you have a child, you have a son. For the immediate benefit, you need to give food and clothes and all the things. It's a short-term benefit. Long-term, give the proper education. Then the long-term, the person, your child can have a good job. This means you can have a short-term benefit, long-term benefit for your children. Same thing, when you look at the sufferer being, short-term they need food or medicine and clothes, whatever, is short-term benefit. The long-term, you really wish him or her to be Buddha.
So it means just from your mind you
Yes.
wish him to be a Buddha, that's all, but not materially or you can't do anything other than just in your mind you wish them to be a Buddha, that's it.
And also please remember everybody, when we do the dedication prayers, whatever I accumulate the merit today, I will dedicate for all sentient beings short-term benefits for having whatever they need. In the long term, I will dedicate the merit to be Buddha, to benefit all sentient beings, and then all sentient beings be Buddha. Therefore, dedication also, dedicate for short time, dedicate for the long time, ultimate benefits. Yes, also I will check. So I have another book here. It's a summary. 6 super blessings. Yeah, that's it. I think it's correct.
Okay, thank you, Geshe.
Okay, next question, please.
Yeah. Hold on. Geshe, could you kindly explain practicing ethical discipline in relation to the 6 supremacies? And also, can you give an example to it?
Ethical discipline?
Yes. Explain practicing ethical discipline in relation to the 6 supremacies.
Oh, yeah, okay. First, the supreme basis, right? The supreme basis. When you practice ethical discipline, actually, ethical discipline is not like practicing generosity. It's not look like same as a practicing compassion. That means you always have to maintain your ethic. Some negative thoughts come, we must reduce. So therefore, what does mean supreme basis mean? That you practice generosity based on the spirit of enlightenment. That means you must practice ethical discipline based on bodhicitta. So that means before you practice ethical discipline, first you practice bodhicitta, then slowly you practice ethical discipline. That means supreme basis means the basis is there as bodhicitta as a foundation. Supreme basis. Then second is supreme thing mean that in general you give all objects, even when you are in the practice of generosity, you do not give giving everything. So supreme things, right? They're based on bodhicitta. When you practice ethical discipline based on bodhicitta, that means the ethical discipline already become supreme thing in where supreme things already become supreme things. The supreme aim. So I have been practicing, I will practice ethical discipline to temporarily benefit all sentient beings. One, temporal benefit for all sentient beings. Long term, I will bring all sentient beings into the enlightened state. That means you practice ethical discipline for 2 aims. One, short aims or short goal, short benefits. The long or ultimate benefit, bring all sentient beings into the enlightened state. Supreme aim, when you just change, okay, when you give things away, this change the sentence. When you practice ethical discipline, right? Ethical discipline for all living beings for sake of the immediate happiness and ultimate benefits. You just change the sentence. Supreme aims. The supreme skill in means when you skill means, right? Skill means also you change this sentence. Means it's said to be when you practice ethical discipline imbued with the non-conceptual sublime wisdom. Then again, who practice ethical discipline? I practice. Remember, emptiness of you yourself. Emptiness of the ethical discipline. Whom I practice ethical discipline. That means knowing the emptiness of the ethical discipline, knowing the emptiness of yourself. Supreme skill means then supreme dedication means that you dedicate the virtues from the generosity to complete enlightenment. That means supreme dedication. After you practice ethical discipline, you must dedicate the merit which you accumulate through practicing ethical discipline to complete the enlightenment. Then supreme purity. You practice ethical discipline in order to reduce one of the negativity, which is afflictive and cognitive obscuration. That means you practice ethical discipline to stop the afflictive obscuration and cognitive obscuration. That means ethical discipline, practicing ethical discipline must be antidote to reduce the negative thoughts. The merit which is you accumulate through practice of generosity, you dedicate to complete enlightened state. So everybody, please, you change the sentence. First you said supreme basis means that you practicing generosity. Change the sentence. Supreme basis, based on, according to ethical discipline, means that you practicing generosity based on spirit of enlightenment. So you need to know how to change the sentence. Then you will know, how to practice ethical discipline with the 6 supremacies. And rest of our youth is same. Clear?
Yeah, Geshe, just to add on then, how practicing ethical discipline in relations to the 6 perfections? 6 perfections.
Yes. So when you practice ethical discipline, you should think, I am practicing, I will practice ethical discipline. Not only I will practice, in the future, I will teach ethical discipline for all sentient beings. That means you look like giving, ethics. You are teaching ethics to others. That means it is kind of generosity. That I'm not only practicing generosity, I will, teach all sentient beings how to practice ethical discipline. That means you wish to teach ethical discipline. That means this is generosity. Then the ethical discipline is there. Then patience, right? While you are practicing generosity, you will face any kinds of difficulties. When you face any kinds of difficulties, while you are practicing generosity, you have to be patient. You not stop, practicing ethical discipline. That means patience is there. You willingly, happily, diligently practice ethical discipline. That means joy, perseverance is there. Then, when you practice ethical discipline, make sure you are fully aware. Make sure you are fully focused on your ethical discipline. That means mindfulness is there. While you are practicing ethical discipline, make sure you are practicing the right one. Not sure there's nothing wrong. That means wisdom is there. Right? That means generosity. Means you wish to teach ethical discipline for others. Wish all sentient beings will adopt the ethical discipline. That means it's one of the generosity, generosity of teaching. Then ethics there. Patience must be there. Joy effort must be there. Then mindfulness must be there. Then intelligence, wisdom must be there. So you use this idea, same idea with rest of the perfections. Therefore, I told you many times, when you lead a light, you are offering. This is also practice of generosity. I'm offering this light. I'm giving this light, offering this light to Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. This generosity. Make sure that time you have the pure ethic, no attachment, no anger, no pride. You reduce everything. Then you need to be very patient while you are offering the light, not in a hurry. Or that time somebody, says some negative things, negativity, make sure not anger arise. So this is very important. Please everybody remember the 6 super messages, how to imbue, 6 perfection, each of the practices. Clear? Quite clear? Is quite clear?
Yes, thanks, Geshe La.
Okay, next question, please. Is any question?
No, that's all for today.
Okay, then thank you so much for attending the Lamrim class. I'm really, appreciate all of you. Even though, it's a Saturday, it's your weekend. It's time for enjoying with your friends and family. So do for your exercise. Still, you totally sacrifice all the, things and attend the Lamrim class. I'm very happy about it, but I'm not so happy about your homework. If you do homework, it's good for you. If you don't want to do, it's not good for you. It's nothing, gain for, nothing I'm going to gain, nothing going to, lose for me. So please, everybody, I know, everybody, every day is very busy. At least everybody must have a 1 or 2 hours. Minimum, you can have a 1 hour to read Lamrim, to do the homework. Otherwise, do you remember, it look like everybody will look like bear, right? The animal bear. Stephen is bear, right? Bear.
Yeah.
Do you know how they catch up, like a fish? When they catch up the fish by hands, they saw another one, they release one fish, catch one. Before they eat, they see someone and other fish, they catch another one, release one. At the end, the bear have only one fish. So when we are studying about, the meditative civilization, you are studying, you are knowing the meaning, that you already forget other perfection, 5 perfections. Next, when we study about wisdom, that you already, forgot. You are no more in your mind about the meditative civilizations. If you are not going to read very often the Lamrim books, after 2 years, 3 years, study Lamrim, nothing in your mind. You think, you say, oh, I complete my Lamrim, but nothing in your mind. Therefore, please, everybody, put more effort about homework. And thank you so much. At the end, we do the dedications. Please recollect, the merit we have accumulated during our Lamrim class. All the merits we have accumulated today. First, we dedicate for becoming Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. In order to become a Buddha, we need to study the Dharma, we need to practice the Dharma. And this time, we have so many obstacles about study, about practice. Therefore, dedicate the merit to pacify all the obstacles and hindrance about our study, about our practice. Dedicate the merit to have a world peace all over the world. And wish the COVID-19 going to be disappear very soon. Please dedicate the merit to benefit all sentient beings.